Hello there. Can't say I'm the most experienced person at this kind of stuff, but these kinds of videos helped me out a lot, so I figured I would do one in case it helped anybody else out. This is a general spread of what I'll be taking on first a 3-week trip to the US, and then next year a much longer trip from Alaska to Argentina. The general list is probably going to change a little bit, but this is pretty much what you're looking at. To start, I like to use as many of these kinds of little bags as I can. The more you can create little compartments, I guess, the easier things that will become. Excuse me. For example, everything over there fits into that one bag that's sitting on top. All of the mess kit fits in a bag. The food fits in a bag. But just to go through this piece by piece, I'm going to try to do a deep dive into everything I have, why I have it, and if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. But to start off, the bathroom, so to speak. Green bag, because it stands out, and that's the first one I grabbed when I started throwing things into bigger bags. But these, without getting detailed, are way better than regular campsite toilet paper, so to speak. Better to have, keep you cleaner. This I found on Amazon, was super cheap, works exactly as it says it's supposed to. It cleans everything. Cleans silverware, pots, pans, just clean stuff, and it's good at doing it. And then, you wouldn't think it's important, but the fact is, you can also just bring your own little rolls of toilet paper. There's no cardboard center, and so there's nothing to waste. And it's tiny. All this stuff, the bathroom, fits in the green bag. There is more stuff in the garage section, so to speak. A lot of it's under the seat on the bike, tools and stuff. But duct tape, anybody who grew up in the South understands that fixes everything. Chain lube, very important. First aid kit. This was some cheap thing I found on Amazon. Would barely even know what to do with half the stuff if anything did happen, but I guess it makes me feel more comfortable to have it in the first place. But whatever. 2-gallon inflatable water bag. Last summer, when I went on a similar trip, I just took a bunch of water bottles and found they took up space when you're not using them. And there's no point in spending money on gas station water bottles. That is, just use the sink, fill up one of these things, and it's 2 gallons. Fits on the bike real nice. Bungee cord, snake pile. Anybody who's ever done anything on the road understands that this can be used for anything. Fixing your bike, strapping things. Always have bungees. Bungees are awesome. This should probably go in the garage section, but tire inflator. Good to have. Cold mornings, you lose a little bit of tire pressure. You could get a little meter over here. Tells you the current pressure there. Damn, I can't speak. English is hard right now. Anyway, if your tire punctures, you have a way to inflate your tire while also checking tire pressure. Useful to have. Takes forever. This thing barely even moves, but in a pinch it'll work. Let's move down the line. Books, very important. Keep your mind learned. Liners for all of my stuff. Jackets, pants. There's a rainproof liner for my pants and some other weather-related things. And it all fits in a bag. Like I said, bags are important. Without bags, things tend to move, shuffle, and rearrange themselves. This little thing, it's good to have. I use it for firewood processing. It's basically useless. Some $15 thing I bought on Amazon. Doesn't do much. and to be honest, hurts your hand after, like, I had a whole bunch of blisters and stuff all over my hand from this thing last year, but helped me get some firewood, so I guess I can't complain. This Moraniv knife from Amazon is a, I don't know, some carbon marketing word or whatever. I don't know. All I know is it stays pretty sharp, pretty well, and has helped me out in a pinch with some food. This actually I found on some other similar YouTube review last year before I went on my trip, and that's the reason I got this thing, because of the glowing review. So if the Moraniv people see this, you guys, good job. This, I got sick of using my cell phone last year. Hands are useful to be using, and if you can't use your hands because one of them's holding a phone, that sucks and stupid. So I spent like $7 on Amazon and got some cheap little head-strapped headlight thing, and weird as it is, I'm most excited to try that out of all the different things that I have. Back down the line here, shirts. I packed way too many clothes last year because I figured, hey, I'd probably want to stay clean, but I quickly learned that when you're camping for weeks on end, you don't really care about that. So a couple shirts, and the two replacements here are long sleeved. I figured it's always nice to have a few long sleeve shirt, no matter how good the liner is in your jacket. You know, long sleeve shirts help. These I'm also excited to see how they fare. Last summer I didn't really think about my socks. The internet told me that was stupid and I should get merino wool. These are incredible, and I've never even realized that was a thing. But for people who wear boots all day and are sick of stinky feet, merino wool socks, literally you leave them out to dry for like 30 minutes and that smell just goes away completely. Now, jeans, sleeping bag. Honestly, I probably should get a better one. This is like a 2-season sleeping bag, but whatever. It was cheap. Bought it a couple years ago. This one. Last summer I used one of those little tripod tailgater stool things, and those are not comfortable to sit on. This is a knockoff of some other supposedly way higher end chair, but some other company was like, yeah, we're gonna make that cheaper. This cost me like 30 bucks. I've already unfolded it once. It's really comfortable. It's surprisingly big too. But the big thing for me is that it will go into a saddlebag as opposed to needing to be strapped on top of a saddlebag. The more stuff I can fit in the bags, the better. This is a hammock, another new addition for this year. There will be plenty of nights where I'm expecting 0 rain, and the fact is, these are easier to set up, a little bit more comfortable, and they're just cooler. They're more fun. Little inflatable camping pillow. It's one thing I regretted last year as well. Your stinky hippie sweaters don't work very well as pillows. So I'm kind of excited to just use an actual pillow for once. We'll see how it goes. Let's move over to the kitchen. A couple things. This is probably the cheapest and best piece of kit that I own. It is basically, I'm trying to do this with one hand here, but a little unfoldable stove that straps to the top of a cheap little, fuel tank. And the fact is, it heats up water surprisingly quick. It cost me $10 on Amazon. I think it's Tech City or some weird name. Definitely recommend something like this. It's easy to, make this food, which we'll talk about in a second. And it's clean. It takes 2 seconds to clean up. Little pot for doing things with pot-related things, like cooking food and water, or boiling water. You don't cook water. Bags, so many bags. Bags are incredible. Everything goes in bags. I have a surprising amount of silverware because I'm going to be trying out a couple of different things this time. What I like best. I got some Swiss Army knife of utensils. I got a little unfoldable pliers style utensil. My general rule is whichever one is easiest to clean is the one I keep, so I'm probably going to just stick with this tried and true guy right over here. But yeah, that'll be my science experiment for the weekend. This is a new addition. I sometimes don't feel like using fuel. Fuel costs money, and I don't like spending money. And I have a campfire going 9 times out of 10, and this will survive a campfire, where this $10 piece of Amazon junk will not survive a fire. So even if it's just for heating up water, this is, I think, something that I'm going to be using a lot. I think I just bought it for $11 at Walmart. It cost me almost nothing. And I can actually make, some food with this thing. I'll throw some vegetables in there, some sausage, make some breakfast. I'm definitely excited to use that one. The food. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can figure out food when it comes to camping. You can just bring a bunch of potatoes, throw them in tin foil. You can be super hardcore, pick berries and nuts off the trees and stuff. These cost a little bit of money, but for me, it's worth it because when I get to a campsite at the end of the day, I usually don't feel like having to wait for food. This whole package cost me $70. It's about a week and a half's worth of dinner. 2 breakfasts, which I think is weirdly mismatched, but whatever. But generally, the food tastes really good. I'm a huge fan of what Mountain House did. Noodles and chicken is really good. Beef stroganoff is really good. I mean, it tastes like fancy ramen in the end. But the fact is, it's a lot of food. What else? We've got a Camelback. Same reason I have the Camelback is the reason I have the inflatable guy over here. Bottles take up space. This is easy to refill in sinks instead of having to spend money. And it cost me very little amount of money. Maybe $10 on Amazon, something like that. Some cheap thing. Something else I'm very excited about to try out this year. My motorcycle, I just recently installed a little cigarette lighter thing. And this will use that port. When it comes to my inflatable mattress and stuff, I have this little cheap pad, which I actually just realized I forgot to bring out here. Thank you, me, for reminding me. I'm a smoker, and I don't like blowing things up because it takes forever and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And this makes my life easier, and it didn't cost me more than $10, I think. Tent, probably the only thing I want to upgrade in this whole spread. Even when all the way folded up, it's just way too big. It's a 2-man tent, but the poles are just huge for no reason. And whatever, it just doesn't pack up well. I gotta strap it to the top of the bike instead of putting it in the storage, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do. Generally though, can't complain. This was $35 when I got it. So yeah, that's the basic spread of what I got. There's a few things that are not here, namely chargers, a battery, which is somewhere over here. Oh yeah, right here. This thing has 20,000 milliamps. Basically, this will charge my phone about 6 times. It'll charge my speakers. There's 2 charging inputs on it right there, which means that depending on if I happen to get a hotel that night or something like that, it doesn't take that long to charge. I just need a couple outlets. 4 outputs. This little, where's the button? This little flashlight. Now, even though I got the head-mounted one over here, having extra lights and this is never a bad thing. But yeah, I got that. Some Bluetooth speakers. It's a little bit more food. I'm gonna try to throw that firewood on the bike tomorrow as well. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the general spread of things. It's all gonna fit, hopefully, into these guys. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching.